So what I see here, to answer your question, is this, is that if people go to Washington, I don't believe that the Civil War would restart. Here's my point. I think the military would be there. They would bring in the police. The police would want to do something, and the military would say, screw this, we're siding with the people. I'm not killing my cousin, my uncle, my nephew, or my brother, or my significant other. I believe that the President of the United States he's an undocumented worker. I don't believe he's even an American. I can't kill you because I can't side with this anymore, because I can't live with myself knowing that I'm going to have to go against someone who's no different than I am, because they have a different viewpoint, and they might be right. So I see these military putting down their guns and siding with us.
That's possible. I mean, I'm sure that's possible, but it's still going to take the American people to start something. And as long as they stay not saying anything, as long as they say, he's our savior, he's going to make it all right, as long as they keep that belief going on, I can't really see them doing anything that's going to rock the boat. So,
well, here's what I think, Nancy. I think that right now people are a choice point. If you could either be proactive or reactive, either you do something about it or not. I used to be a saying in New York, if you see something, say something. I take it a step further. If you see something, say something, and then by God, do something. So what I'm doing today is I'm putting it out there for everybody to at least know. Do your research, do your homework, because if you're not happy with the way things are, then they're not going to get any better, because they're telling you, you've got, the head of the Federal Reserve Bank telling you, it's going to get worse, it's going to get worse. Wait a minute. How can things get worse if you guys are paid to get us back on track? We've got a runaway government, and somebody has to be driving this vehicle. There's nobody driving the vehicle, and the guy who's driving the vehicle doesn't even have a U.S. driver's license.
That would be true. See, and my thought is, Stephen, is that people themselves need to really take a look around and see what's really been happening to our wonderful United States and how they had been sold down the river several times over. And again, it keeps repeating itself. I also think that the American people, in their own way, are very tired, but I don't think they know exactly what to do or how to do it.
That's why I'm saying what to do. Reform Act of 2011. Go to my website. Can everybody contact 20 people? I've got John Boehner's phone number. I will go with them personally to meet with John Boehner myself and talk to him. And I'll say,
okay.
Get off the golf course and do your job. The American people want change. We want it now. If you can't do it, don't let the door hit you on the way out. That's what's got to happen. We have to make them accountable. Their job that they have, Nancy, is not for a lifetime. It was our forefathers in 1776 wanted legislators to come in for 8 years and then go back to work, not to be, like grandfathered in for 40-year terms. Because anybody who has a job for 40 years or something, they figure out ways to steal. We need guys 1 or 2 terms, in, out, and not looking for loopholes so they can have these $1 million 401ks or a bank account in Thailand and figure out ways how to screw the American people. The buck has to stop now. I mean, this budget, there's no reason that we should have to foot this bill. No reason. All we have to do, Nancy, is bring the troops home, and we've got troops, Nancy, in over 100 countries. If you look, opium, all over the world, we've got troops, over 50,000 troops better in about 10 places around the world guarding opium. I'm a little annoyed, Nancy, that people don't realize that if they have children, come home tomorrow and find your kid on drugs. You can thank George Bush and all these guys that your kid now is either dead, on drugs, or lost in space.
Or all of the above. My other thought was when they were talking about cutting all of these different programs and stuff, my first thing, and I actually sent it to them, I put, if there's cuts to be made, why don't you cut your own salary, your own benefits, and then when we, the people, decide that you have done your job, we can give your benefits back. And why don't you have the same benefits that you're passing out to the American people instead of taking yours off the top and giving out very little to the American people? I sent a letter in to them. I, of course, didn't get a response back. So, but I was just asking the questions about, if things have to be changed, why can't it come from your pockets first, type thing. And I'm not really expecting to get an answer back. But I would like the American people to take a look at that thought. If they are actually paid to run our country, then why is it that we're paying them to destroy our country rather than taking away their stuff and making them, like you say, accountable? And then if they run the country really the way it should be ran and the American people start to get back their jobs, they start to get back the money, the educational system is better, the drugs do not flow free, then and only then should our elected officials be paid. I think that's important.
Well, I agree. And, I'll just add something to that. Any business is run at a profit. You can't go to a bank and borrow money on a losing, you don't have collateral if your business is not running good. How can you run a government and be in debt? No one should even loan you money. But the reason why the Federal Reserve Bank loans the money is because they're an illegal private company who started, and this illegal company gets interest from the moment the U.S. borrows the money, which means that U.S. could never go out of debt because they can never repay back the Federal Reserve Bank. So this is all a scam. And President Kennedy was killed because in 1963, he decided he was going to back our currency with silver, and so he started printing $1, $2, $5, $10, and $20 bills, and he was backed. There was like $4 billion worth of silver in the treasury at that time. Well, 4 or 5 months after he went forward with the new currency, because he wanted to do away with the Federal Reserve Bank, they shot him in Dealey Plaza.
Stephen, we're almost out of time. Give out your website and give out the 3 other sites that you were talking about during the program.
Okay, the first site they can go to look up this information is hoaxofthecentury.com. The second one is the Obama File. The third one is the Bush-Nazi Connection. They can go to my YouTube site, Sindoni, Sindoni Productions. And I have my other website, Stephen Sindoni, STEPHEN, SINDONI.webs.com would be my website. And they can find me there. If they want to know more about the $1.25 billion that I say Barack stole, just Google Pigford, Pigford versus Glickman. And then do your own research, do your homework. And I just hope everyone listening, there was a comedian, Bill Cosby, I like to just end with this, told his children, because I brought you into this world and I could take you out. Well, people have to be reminded, you put these people in office, and you have the power to take them out. Take your power back, by God. Take your power back. If you remember anything I've said today, Nancy, American public who's listening, or world public, take your power back. Do not live in fear. Do not let them put the bug in your ear. Shut off the TV. Tune out so you can tune in and say, you know what? It stops right now. I do not buy into this. I do not consent. You're not conning me anymore and sending my money to Thailand.
Do you think that the American people, Stephen, will ever find out the truth about, 1, the way our government has done things, and 2, about our president-elect right now?
Well, the whole thing is, one of these guys, what I'm hoping is that one of these guys will contact me who's retired, who's ready to pass, go to the other side, and is feeling guilty about it. So, you know what? Let me tell Stephen the truth. He's right about all these things. I got to get this off my chest. I can't go to the other side with this information. We've done some horrendous things to the American people. Somebody has to step forward. So I put the message out to all these people who look the other way, who have been part of their secret organizations, their secret groups. It's time to come forward and do the right thing for the American people. Do not let George Bush get away with what he's done to the American people. It's time he stops. I do not want to see him go to the other side and be rewarded for being the 41st President of the United States. I want to see him in handcuffs and behind bars.
It's been said several times, according to some people, that at some point in time in the very near future that all this truth would actually come out. And as it does, they will actually show the politicians, the presidents, the ex-presidents, all of them people being led away in handcuffs. But my question is, Stephen, and it gives something for everybody to think about, if that happens, if that handcuff process happens, what then are the American people going to do? Are they going to take control?
Here's what I would do. I would go to every college in America and get these young kids that are graduating and everyone who wants to do the right thing, and I would have them come forward and lead the country. They haven't been tainted, they haven't been dumbed down, and they would make the right decisions. And we would have groups that would mentor them to get it done right. The youth of America can step up right now. Anybody can run a business at a loss, Nancy. We need to run it at a profit. This country is a corporation that's being run to the ground. It is not a democracy, a republic. It is a corporation, and every one of us has a Social Security number, and we're indentured servant, and we're collateral. And from the moment we're born to the moment we die, we're expected to pay all these taxes to them as indentured servants, and we don't even know where our money is going. We can't even audit them. Okay, how did you spend our money? I like to be able to say, I want to know where my taxes are spent. Let me tell you where I like to send my tax dollars to. I don't want to send it to war. I don't believe in war. I want to use it for this, that, and the other thing, healthcare, whatever. You should have the ability to say where your taxes should be going and know what they're doing with it. They have to be accountable.
I think the accountability is real important, but I do really, truly believe, Stephen, that it really has to have the American people wake up in order to make that possible. One more time, give out your website and your YouTube site so people can find you.
Okay, it's youtube.com/SINDONI Productions, PRODUCTIONS, and my website is Stephen, STEPHENSINDONI.WEBS.com.
All right, Stephen, it's been a pleasure having you on again. Keep up the good work. Don't let them get by with anything, okay?
No, like I said, Nancy, I'm going to tell it the way it really is. I'm laying it out because they have fooled some people, but they'll never fool me. And I'm going to tell you, as long as my eyes are open, I will share with you what I learned, and then do with it what you may. But if I'm right, like I told you in the last interview, then this country is heading down the wrong road. I'm trying to get everybody to wake up so we can go back the right way, because fortunately, I'm an optimist. I believe, Nancy, sunshine always follows rain.
At some point in time, that will be true. So hopefully the American people will listen. They'll do their part to bring things back the way they should be, and hopefully that will work for all of us. So, again, thank you for taking the time, Stephen, and we'll talk real soon.
Thank you for having me, Nancy.
You're very welcome. I'd like to thank you, the listeners. May God bless all of you. Hope you have a great week, and we'll talk again soon. Take care. Bye now.